Okay, John. It's good to meet you. I've had a letter from your doctor, Dr. Smith, at the motility clinic, and all that I know so far is that you have Irritable Bowel Syndrome, IBS, and that it's been pretty hard for you dealing with that.
Oh, it's been a bloody nightmare. It's just been going on for, it's going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
It's just relentless.
A long time.
Long time, yeah.
And what kind of things have you tried in terms of dealing with your IBS?
Well, at the beginning I didn't make much of it. I thought it was just like, I don't know, some sort of tummy bug or something like that was going around, and I was thinking, maybe I'm just getting it all the time, and just a bit around the bad luck, so I didn't pay too much attention. And then it started, after a year of, sort of being on and off, feeling quite bad physically, bouts of either sudden diarrhea or being backed up for a whole week. Painful as hell. It just, I just said, well, maybe there's something else here, and just went to my GP, who immediately just referred me to this to Dr. Smith at the motility clinic, and ever since it's been sort of, I've been trying every type of drug there is in the market. I mean, started off with sort of over-the-counter kind of thing, things that you even see, like on commercials on TV and stuff like that, which was a bit funny. It made me feel a bit funny because, the commercials on TV, all you ever see is, ladies. And it's, it made me feel a bit like, like having a ladies problem kind of thing. It's...
So it's kind of worth noticing that there's some judgments about this condition. Some thoughts about this condition. When that comes up for you, what do you notice in your experience when these kind of judgments really are there for you?
I just feel I'm not normal. Like, I'm different from other people, because, I did a bit of research, and apparently it's quite rare in men for this to happen. So I'm
going to just slow us down a little bit, because there's a tendency to want to try and get a lot out, and I think it's really helpful for us just to kind of slow down a little bit and catch, because our minds are so quick. That like what I heard in there was there's some judgment about am I normal? What does this mean about me? And I also heard in there a response, which was, I'll go and find out more. I'll go to the internet and find out more about it. So this is kind of important in the work that we're doing right now, to sort of slow down and watch what happens as we kind of begin exploring this thing. That we have some symptoms. We talked about diarrhea, talked about constipation, pain associated with that. And then you talked about things that you did in response to these kinds of problems. So you said that you tried to ignore it at first of all. You also said that you just, said to yourself, oh, it'll just be a tummy bug, so try and kind of understand, try and make sense of it. Then you said you went to see your doctor and try and see if you can get some kind of treatment for it, and they quite quickly referred you to Dr. Smith at the motility clinic. You said then that you tried different types of medicines, over-the-counter medicines and other medicines that had been prescribed for you. And you also said then that you went and researched things, you found out things on the internet. Is that a fair summary of... And you said it also brought with it feelings. you're sick of this. You've had enough of it. You're frustrated with it.
Oh yeah.
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 Okay. So it's just kind of worthwhile, sort of, noticing and slowing down, and kind of like as we explore this together, piecing it together in this kind of a way. So we have some things that are symptoms, and we have things that come along with it that not quite symptoms, but they're kind of like symptoms, like thoughts, feelings.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last piece there is kind of then what do you do when these things come up? And you said a few things. Try and figure it out, make sense of it, judge it.
Okay.
Yeah. You with me with this?
I'm just trying to figure out where you're going with this.
Okay. Well, what?
Because right now it's just sounding like, at some point you're gonna say this is all in my head, and
okay.
So
there's another kind of concern that is David going to think this is all kind of made up or somehow in my head or something like that? Yeah.
Because that's what people think most of the time.
Okay.
It's because you can't give them like a test saying this I have IBS.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no it's all just we have a bit of this and a bit of that, so that sounds like IBS kind of thing. And when you try to explain that to people, it's not like when you have a cancer that you can say, hey, here's my tumor kind of thing.
Sure. And it sounds like that other people's judgments about is this a real condition, that's really a concern for you as well.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of two things. First of all, that's another example of the kinds of things I was talking about, where thoughts and emotional reactions to having this condition come along and are part and parcel of the stuff that is difficult for you. Yeah?
Yeah.
And the second thing I want to say is just to sort of to really kind of give you a lot of reassurance that I take it that you have a condition. It's called IBS, and it has these painful symptoms, these difficult symptoms that come along with it, and these thoughts and feelings that come along with that as well, including the concern about whether other people think this is real or not. So from my point of view, I'm taking that as genuine and valid, and yet if we get drawn into kind of lots of questions about what is it, what causes it, like I'm guessing you've probably done that a lot in your own mind. What is it that causes it? Why have I got this?
Yeah, I've researched loads.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. And then the thing is always like, we don't know yet, kind of thing.
What's it like for you to be in touch with that kind of uncertainty, don't know, can't get an answer to it?
It's scary a bit, because it just means, if they don't know, they just don't know how to treat it, and so anything goes, and that's been what's happened so far. It's every time I see Dr. Smith, it's why don't you try something new, why don't you try this, why don't you try that, and nothing is working. Just and a lot of times it just makes it worse. Okay. It's if it works for diarrhea, then it makes me constipated, and makes the constipation even worse. If it works for the constipation, then I'm just having diarrhea all the time.
And I'm going to ask you once again just to sort of slow down. Like I can hear in there the frustration and the kind of sense of when's it going to end, and wanting to kind of have some certainty.
Yeah.
That sense that you have right there of kind of wanting to figure it out, wanting to know, I'm guessing that feels very familiar to you.
What do you mean?
As in you've been in that space of try and figure it out, try and make it make sense, find an answer. You've kind of done that a lot in your own mind.
You mean trying to find out more information and stuff?
Yeah. And I mean, you've already kind of said this, but I want to kind of take time just to kind of pause and sort of really kind of notice it. In your experience of spending time in that frame of mind of figure it out, have you come up with good answers?
depends. I mean, for some problems and for some limitations, yes, yeah,
Okay.
I found ways around things.
Good.
But I mean, for the bulk of it, for trying not to feel like crap for 9 months out of the year. No, I haven't figured out any solution yet.
Okay. And that's just kind of worth noticing. It's part of the work that we're doing this morning. That if I spend a lot of time working on kind of why have you got this, what is IBS, what causes it, and so forth, then we may be doing simply more of what you've already done. And what's really important to me is to try and be really useful to you. Like, that's what matters to me, to be useful to you in living with this difficult condition. And so I have this sense that if we do what you've already done, then I won't really be adding anything new for you. Like, you've already done that.
But then again, what are you going to add then?
Well, we'll kind of, this process we're going through right now is part of this. But kind of walking through a sort of a examination of what have you tried, how well has it worked? And your sense is that trying to figure things out, trying to make sense of it all, it works for some things, but there's a pretty big part of this problem where the response of try and figure it out, try and make it make sense, is not really working, hasn't delivered the goods.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get what you're saying, but still don't see how is that going to help me.
Sure. And I promise we'll get to there. I just kind of think it's worth noticing that even at this very early stage, that this part of our work about trying to kind of really have a clear sense of what works, what doesn't work, and even in the moment when we kind of say, yeah, this strategy of trying to figure it out doesn't really work that well, your mind fairly quickly goes, so what's next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why Dr. Smith referred me here. But, I'm willing to try anything. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty good that you're willing to try new things. Let's kind of put that to one side just for a moment, and we'll kind of keep working at the list of things that you've been trying to do, and trying to do in terms of dealing with not only the symptoms of IBS, but also the other stuff that comes with IBS, the difficult thoughts, the difficult feelings, the frustration, and the sense of not being believed as well. That's part and parcel of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you with me on this?
Yeah.